Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to what feels like the hottest place on earth. But today we have provided you with air conditioning in this room. So, uh, this is the earliest I've seen many of you come to this meeting. But really, thank you so much for coming to our annual Small Business Champions Award ceremony. This is the 6th year of the Small Business Champions, but the first time that we're doing this in partnership with the ITU. So yeah. So thank you very much, Secretary General, for being here and for the space that you will give the champions at the AI for Good Summit next week. We are, of course, joined by two of our three partner organizations. Dr. Ngozi, thank you so much for always being a fervent supporter of MSMEs and the work of the Informal Working Group. And of course, to Didi Jain, thank you. Of course, Executive Director of ITC, dear Pamela, ITC continues to be a real and substantive driver of this initiative. And again, you have generously offered the prize money, and we sincerely thank you for this. We will soon, yes. In 2026, we must always applause for money. And then, of course, we have the ICC, the International Chamber of Commerce. Unfortunately, the train between Paris and Geneva has stalled because of the heat. So we're waiting on the ICC, Valerie Picard, who is the head of trade, to join us. Of course, I knew SG John Denton very much wanted to be here, and I really want to acknowledge ICC's support in ensuring that our winners will be present in Geneva next week for the AI for Good Summit. So folks, what you have here is three heads of agency who show up on a Monday morning for small businesses. And I really want us to show them some appreciation, please. Now, this year's theme was supporting small businesses to use artificial intelligence for international trade. We had another very strong cohort of applications, which made this process both rewarding and challenging. Before we announce the winners, I'd like to begin the ceremony with a brief conversation on MSMEs, international trade, and the theme of AI. So, WTO Director General, Dr. Ngozi, you have been an extremely strong advocate for using tools and technology to facilitate international trade. So tell us, what role do you believe AI can play for small businesses?
So thank you, Matthew, and good morning, everyone. It's really nice to see you here this morning. Just thank you for doing this Small Business Champions Award ceremony, and also for all the energy you and all our members have put into the MSME group. It's really encouraging to see that, because they are the ones that drive business, drive the economy at the end of the day. And the focus on the Small Business Champions competition is timely. The attention on MSMEs, trade, and artificial intelligence reflects important changes taking place in the global economy. AI, like past technology revolutions, is opening new opportunities to optimize supply chains, reduce costs, and access new resources. AI and MSME trade have come up in a number of WTO publications and committee discussions. The TBT committee has held thematic sessions on AI. Best practices were adopted in the Government Procurement Committee to promote MSME participation through the use of electronic tools. The work program on electronic commerce has received presentations. For MSMEs, this new potential to lower fixed costs has major implications. We know that data gaps, access to finance, and trade costs remain major barriers for many smaller firms. AI could help change this. A recent World Trade report showed over 70% of firms anticipate that using AI can lead to trade cost savings, with MSMEs even more optimistic than large firms. The WTO Trade and Tech Day on 14th September will feature discussions on how to leverage AI to reduce trade costs and other relevant topics. AI is already bringing down trade costs for business, including by identifying trade documentation, compliance checks, logistics coordination, translation, and market research. The World Trade Report also showed more than a third of business expect logistics and communication costs to fall by 26 to 50% or more through AI adoption. But it's also clear that AI adoption is not even. According to the 2025 WTO ICC Business Survey, only 41% of smaller firms are using AI or AI-based systems, compared with 60% of large firms. That is why initiatives like this competition matter. The proposals submitted this year helping to address exactly those challenges, and that makes them especially valuable. I also want to recognize the strong partnership behind this initiative. The collaboration between the WTO, ICC, ITC since 2021 has helped make this competition a valued platform for MISMIS. This year, we're really delighted to welcome Doreen and the ITU as a partner. It is going to be through joint work and partnerships that we can make support more inclusive. Using AI tools for trade. So let me end by saying to all the applicants this year, your creativity, innovation, and commitment are inspiring. You're demonstrating how MISMIS can harness new technologies to compete, grow, and succeed in the global economy. A rather long answer to your short question, but there you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Dichi. But I have a follow-up question. You know, sometimes when I speak to some MSMEs, they're really concerned that AI is going to wipe out jobs. How do we convince them that this is actually a tool to create new jobs and efficiencies rather than fear AI?
Well, you know, when you think about it, the issue is that we're not really sure which way it's going to be. You have, you know, sort of conflicting messages. There are some who say it's coming to wipe out jobs. There are those who say it's coming to enhance productivity and will be a tool to help enhance jobs and make it easier. And at the end of the day, I've listened to several panels on AI. And, you know, the last one I listened to had experts that were sort of propounding both types of views. So it's clear to me that the data is not yet in. But I think from the trade perspective, we are looking at it as more of a productivity enhancing and trade cost reduction exercise rather than, you know, taking away jobs. I can only speak from the perspective of the sector that I know. So we see trade, we see AI positively. And sometimes I'm almost scared to say it because those who have a very negative view. But I think it's productivity enhancing, trade cost reducing, and therefore we shouldn't be afraid to adopt AI on the trade side. For now.
Thank you very much. So now we're going to turn to Pamela. So Pamela, ITC has always been ahead of the game in terms of incorporating AI into your trainings, into your tools, into your data sets to support MSME integration into international trade. Give us some more insight.
Thanks so much, Matthew. It's always a pleasure to be here. This is actually one of the highlights of my year because it's practical, because it is tangible, and it gives real assistance to SMEs, and I like that. So, you know, it speaks to my overriding ethos about doing instead of talking. But what we found is increasingly frontier technologies such as AI are fundamental necessities for businesses of any size. And across the countries that we work, we've seen that integrating AI into tools and trainings is helping SMEs cut costs, improve operational and production efficiency, become more sustainable, and develop more innovative products and services. So in line with what Dr. Ngozi just said about the fact that it can be a tool that actually helps SMEs instead of harms them. So one of the things that we've also been saying is ITC, AI is for ICT, AI is making it possible for us to provide even more tailored support for SMEs and BSOs, and at a wider scale. Here are a few examples of how we do it. First, AI is playing a more definitive role in our work to support BSOs. In Sierra Leone, for instance, the Ready Salone AI for Hubs program is making it possible for us to train entrepreneur support organizations in how best to use AI, including through tools such as ChatGPT, Perplexity, Notebook LM, Canva AI, Notion, and VO.dev. Now, many of them are replicating the trainings we provided so they can better support their peers. Secondly, AI is becoming a major part of how we customize our digital training for individual user needs, even as we reach people at scale. Our SME Trade Academy is a prime example. We provide over 100 online courses spanning topics from the creative industries to climate resilience for SMEs. We have over 600,000 active learners, including SMEs, BSOs, and policymakers. But the difficult thing about online training is making sure that even as we reach thousands of participants, it's important that they're also benefiting from support customized to their learning needs. Enter AI. We piloted an AI-powered course under our SME Trade Academy in 2024 with more than 400 actively registered participants, integrating an AI tutor in the form of a chatbot, an AI moderator for the course's online forum, and an AI grader for short essay questions. There were also AI-powered questions. The experience showed us what worked well, such as making it possible for participants to be coached throughout their course rather than having a static one-size-fits-all training, and what things AI also can't do effectively as yet, such as providing in-depth feedback for more nuanced questions. We're now integrating AI features and lessons learned into other SMETA courses. We're also using AI to enhance the online tools that are critical for SMEs in finding new export opportunities, from the Global Trade Help Desk to our newly upgraded trade map, where we're integrating AI-enabled components so that users can identify product codes more easily or ask AI chatbots for trade-related insights. At the same time, we're mindful that AI does come with risks, including bias, hallucinations, and misuse. One of the biggest risks has to do with unequal adoption, which affects SME competitiveness in a global economy where increasingly firms' prospects are defined by whether they can go digital. We've therefore asked ministers from around the world in our global SME ministerial meeting process to address how to bring digital transformation within reach for more SMEs, and they're now actively exchanging best practices and ideas for practical solutions that can be acted on quickly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pamela. I wish I had an AI grader when I was at university. I might have had better grades. But no, this is really, really interesting because, and I'm a little bit nervous to mention the term UN80 in this context, but UN80 is very much about increasing efficiencies and also cutting costs as well. Have you found that by incorporating AI in the delivery of the trainings and kind of making sure that your tools are a little bit more accessible, has that also cut costs?
Thanks, Matthew. That's a really important question. What we have found, and truthfully, it's actually since COVID. It's not even as recent as UN80. What we found is that we've been able to reach more at scale using AI, using tools that can spread much further, and the ability to customize depending on the particular interest or capability of the BSO. So for example, we have BSOs in places like Malaysia, etc., which are much more advanced than BSOs in some of our other countries. So we have to be able to tailor those depending on their levels. And so we found that we've become more effective, more efficient, and also able to reach at scale, which in translation means, yes, we've become more efficient and therefore cost cutting. Thanks.
So much. So now we turn to, I was going to say the queen of AI, but I don't know if that's a good term. But definitely someone who is, I think, really has this wonderful 360-degree overview of technology, internet access, the use of AI, science and technology, especially for women and girls here in Geneva. And so, Doreen, I know that AI is very much also in your DNA, and the upcoming AI for Good Summit will showcase not just ITU's work, but gather stories, interventions, best practices, and best in class from around the world. And as the key UN Forum for AI Inclusivity. What can we expect next week as it relates to MSMEs and the discussion around better interagency cooperation as well?
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Ambassador Wilson, and good morning, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here, and a big thanks for the air conditioning as well. Of course, I'm grateful to Dr. Ngozi and to WTO and Pamela and ITC, and also others for including us. We're very happy to be a partner in this year's edition of the Small Business Champions. And of course, excited to celebrate the innovative ways that MSMEs are leveraging and using artificial intelligence. This is actually something that we've been highlighting in our AI for Good Global Summit that was started back in 2017. And we're excited to be kicking off another edition next week, just up the road at PalExpo. So I think today's conversation and this initiative as a whole could not be more timely. When the summit actually started back in 2017, we had about 20 UN partners. So this is to your point, Matthew, about interagency collaboration. And that has continued to grow as we have some 50 UN partners. Also, when it comes to UN 80, I think that's what member states want to see, that UN organizations and partners come together and actually work to scale solutions and make an impact on the ground in ways that bring efficiency and productivity as well. When it comes to including MSMEs in the AI revolution, I do think our platform offers many opportunities. And I thought for today, I would just highlight quickly 3 key examples. So the first is the Innovation Factory. So it's a year-round pitching competition. It's aimed at helping startups to be able to grow and to scale their AI-powered solutions, addressing global challenges. The grand finale takes place next week, of course, at the summit, and finalists will come and they will be pitching to investors seeking funding and also partnerships. The second example is the AI for Good sandbox, as we call it. The sandbox is a sort of distributed standards-based platform with shared resources. And Ngozi mentioned some of the gaps that we see that are being faced in this space. Pamela, you mentioned the unequal adoption that companies of countries are facing. And so this platform actually offers access to compute, to open data sets, to models, and to training. It's designed to lower the barrier for AI research and innovation, including for MSMEs in developing countries that may not have access to these important resources. And then the last example I would share are the AI Impact Awards. They spotlight innovative solutions, and they're really driving measurable progress in one of 3 categories. So we're looking at artificial intelligence for people, AI for planet, and AI for prosperity. There's many more examples I could share, including our AI Skilling Coalition. And you'll be able to see so much of this in action next week, including at our AI for Good exhibition that will have lots of live demos, workshops, and much, much more. So I do hope we'll see you up the road in just a couple of days. And I think you will see some amazing MSME-driven AI innovations at the summit. And with that, thank you again, and back to you, Ambassador Wilson.
Thank you so much. You're also having John Legend and will.i.am, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
A few other surprises.
And a few other surprises.
I'll share another surprise
Yeah.
for some of us here. Bjorn from ABBA.
Uh,
For the ABBA fans, I happen to be one, so
Everyone under 40 in the room is saying Bjorn, ABBA?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, showing my age.
I'll just say that we had a fisheries song composed at MC14 for which we got into trouble. Imagine if we brought John Legend and everybody else, we'd be cooked. But great.
Well, maybe I can bring Rihanna.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Please. Please. Midterm review of MC. This is fun.
I do have one question for you, Doreen. I mean, I think discussing AI is fantastic, but the fact is that if you're not connected to the internet, AI doesn't mean anything for you. And there's still far too many small businesses and entrepreneurs connected. How can we use this kind of passion around using AI intelligently for productivity to also narrow this gap?
Thank you. And that's a great question. I think at the end of the day, we have to remember that we have to address the digital foundations first. If we don't address the fact that 2.2 billion people have never, ever used the internet, we will continue to have gaps and unequal distribution of AI. We see that access to generative AI, it's doubling at rates in the global north compared to what we're seeing in the global south. And so we do have to address these digital foundations. We have to address targeted investment decisions to build out this infrastructure. And we can't forget the importance of digital skilling, especially in the space of artificial intelligence. There's a huge opportunity for communities, but for MSMEs in particular, to be able to leapfrog and compete with the big ones. But that access issue has to be addressed, and we have to prioritize those gaps.
Great. Thank you very much. Well, colleagues, I think our colleague from ICC, Valerie, I think the train has actually pulled into the station, but we're not sure exactly how close it is. So what I will do is jump directly to DDG Zhang, who is one of our strongest WTO MSME Group advocates, to announce the two runners-up of this year's competition. DDG, can I invite you to the podium, please?
Thank you, Ambassador Wilson. It's my pleasure to be here to join the WTO MISMIS Group and all of the partners for this year's Small Business Champion Award. I'm very happy to announce that the Globi, a Turkish training and consulting firm specializing in foreign trade and sustainable growth, and the Center for International Private Enterprises, CIPE, together with the Cámara Colombiana de Informática y Telecomunicación, CCIT, a business support organization, are the two runners-up of the 2026 Small Business Champion. Congratulations to the Globi and the CIP and the CCIT. The project from the Globi will use AI for advanced market analysis, a global buyer database, advanced marketing communication, and trend tracking to support MISMIS users. CIP and CCIT have developed a roadmap for AI governance in Latin America, together with the toolkit for Latin America MISMIS on AI, use cases for AI for MISMIS, and they had found ways to reduce cost barriers for MISMIS to access AI license and services. Thank you.
Thank you so much, DDG Zhang. And thank you for saying the word, the Globi, which I have a feeling might be the last time you ever say that word again. So thank you. Congratulations to both of the runners-up. And we do have the representatives from Turkey and Colombia here in the room who will take the floor a little bit later. But we do have Valerie, whose train has come. So Valerie, welcome. And before we go to announcing the winners, I just have one small question for you. But first of all, I really want to thank you for the collaboration with ICC. It has been excellent. Thank you for always supporting these initiatives. So of course, Valerie, ICC works directly with the private sector to help them benefit more from trade. So tell me how you are leveraging AI to facilitate and strengthen SMEs' internationalization journey.
Thank you, Ambassador Wilson, and apologies to everyone for being late. The train decided to take a very slow scenic route from Paris, so apologies for that. First of all, it's just a real pleasure to be here, Ambassador Wilson, and I just also want to the Director General and Doreen, and of course Pamela, and I just wanted to say on behalf of John Denton, who was very sorry not to be able to join you today in person, and he asked me to send his warm regards and ICC's strong support for today's discussion. So just to get straight to the question, because I know I've already messed up the timing probably of this event. To answer it, I think what we are doing, and to turn to your question, is, I mean, obviously, ICC is very engaged in the use of AI and in the SME internationalization journey. And I think the key way today that we're focusing is through the One-Click AI Assistant, which is a core component of ICC's One-Click. It's a flagship platform for small businesses navigating international trade. And it does it in 3 ways. First of all, it acts as a front door to the whole of the One-Click ecosystem. So an SME can simply describe its need in plain language, and the assistant instantly connects it to the most relevant guides, templates, tools, and so doesn't require it to try to navigate a very complex, fragmented resource environment, which would probably result, which, as we know, is extraordinarily difficult. 2, it actually gives tailored actionable advice based on a company's specific situation. So whether that's identifying new markets or structuring an export strategy. So drawing on our ICC's trusted knowledge base rather than generic information. And finally, it simplifies complex trade topics and guides. So there's a step-by-step journey through the internationalization process. So all of this is about strengthening the AI journey. And I'd also just add a word that beyond One-Click, we're also working on the trade policy environment that enables SMEs to benefit from AI and trade facilitation more broadly. And so that includes, we've partnered with the WTO on the AI survey that we did, which was really great than I did. But also, you know, I think there's also opportunities like to build on the work that we've done with authorized economic programs to see maybe if there's anything to explore there as well. So really important. And of course, finally, as we all know, for that environment, data flows and the moratorium on e-commerce remains extraordinarily important if we want to make sure that the AI, which relies on data, needs to, of course, cross across borders securely, predictably, and cheaply for MISME. So with that, I will stop it there and hand it back to you, Ambassador Wilson, and thank you again for the invitation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Valerie. So colleagues, what we're going to do now is to show 2 videos from the 2 runners-up. But first, I really want to acknowledge that we actually have one of the representatives from the runners-up here in the room, Germain Lopez from CCIT. Please stand for a bit of applause. Sincere congratulations. So now I'm going to ask the Secretariat to put up the first video, which I believe is from Globi.
Hi, I'm Ufuk Özçelik, Sales and Marketing Director of the Globi. Every day, thousands of exporters miss valuable international opportunities simply because they cannot identify the right markets and business partners. That's why we created Globi. Globi is an AI-powered global trade intelligence platform designed to help exporters and importers identify new markets, discover verified business partners, and accelerate international growth. Today, businesses face a major challenge: finding the right markets, buyers, suppliers, and opportunities among massive amount of fragmented trade data. Globi transforms this complexity into actionable insights through AI-driven market intelligence, buyer-supplier discovery, and business development tools. Our platform serves exporters, importers, manufacturers, small and medium-sized enterprises, trade associations, and business development teams. We combine market analysis, trade intelligence, and partner discovery within a single solution. Our initial target markets are Gulf countries and the Middle East, Northern African region, and followed by expansion into European Union and America and the rest of the world. Our vision is to become a globally adopted trade intelligence platform that connects businesses, markets, and opportunities worldwide. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to connect with partners, investors, and customers at this event.
Thank you very much, Globi. Unfortunately, I don't think these screens in front of us are working, so my apologies to the head table. You may have to do a bit of a 180 turn around to see what's on the screen behind you. And I believe we now turn to the next video from CCIT and CIPE.
Economic security, which is such an important issue. I believe you as technology companies have a lot to offer in this regard.
Artificial intelligence is becoming a key driver of economic transformation throughout Latin America. Its development and adoption cannot be viewed solely from a technological perspective, but rather as a process that requires coordination among various stakeholders, prioritizing capacity building and alignment with local and regional development goals.
Nuestro principal propósito es llegar al número más grande de empresas de la región, las MIPYMES. 90% de las empresas en nuestra región son pequeñas y medianas, y nuestra apuesta es lograr que ellas conozcan la inteligencia artificial y puedan utilizarla para hacer más productivos sus negocios.
Yo me voy altamente y gratamente sorprendido con el nivel de las discusiones, con el interés de la gente, y finalmente creo que estamos pasando también de una dinámica de donde estamos llevando unas discusiones muy interesantes, pero también unas discusiones enfocadas o que nos están llevando a una acción que finalmente nos va a llevar a la apropiación de estas tecnologías.
The project strives to establishing technical standards as a common ground for all the different stakeholders of Latin America to use when implementing responsible AI, also promoting the use of AI by SMEs through these standards, and promoting regional integration through this common language that all different actors of private, public sector, and all the stakeholders in general can use.
El fenómeno es un poco curioso porque es el sector privado, ¿verdad? La primera pregunta es, ¿qué hallazgo de esta hoja de ruta les parece más urgente?
Sea racionalmente y enfocado con mucha claridad y con...
Now, can I ask, Germain, you're here. We have to take advantage. 2 minutes. Tell us something.
No, well, thank you very, very much for having us here. Thank you very much for taking our project into account. We're really proud of the work that we're carrying out in Latin America when it comes to promoting AI governance. On that note, what we're trying to do real quick is creating a common language that all different countries of Latin America can use. We started with Colombia, Chile, and Peru, but we hope to expand to other countries in the region, other countries in not only Latin America, but also the Caribbean that we can work with. And what we hope to have is promoting this regional digital market that has a common language, that has some common standards that we can all work together in order to take down these barriers that exist today for digital markets. And in order to do that, we believe that SMEs are absolutely in the center of the conversation, since SMEs are most of the companies that exist in Colombia, Chile, Peru, and all of Latin America. So what we strive to do is through standards, through harmonization, and through the promotion of digital policy that takes these standards into account, that we can create a big conversation on how Latin America should promote and should advance in the use of AI. So what we hope to do next, that's the next step that we hope to start working on this year. It's creating a steering committee for Latin America so that we can bring together all the different actors from the private sector, all the different actors from SMEs, academia, public sector in Latin America, and through that create a big conversation on how the region can advance in becoming a meaningful partner, a meaningful ally in the adoption of AI all across the private sector, but especially in SMEs. That is the main focus of our organization of our project. So again, thank you very much for the recognition. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be with all of you today.
Thank you very much. So now it's my pleasure to give the floor to Dr. Ngozi to announce the first of our winners. Dr. Ngozi.
Thank you, Matthew, and we're happy to see Valerie join us. Now, the first of two winners of this year's Small Business Champion competition is Renato Space, a Zambian AI and geospatial company that helps small businesses and farmers use satellite data to improve productivity, resilience, and participation in international trade. Although you're not here in person, I understand the ITC has a check for you with your name on it. That is worth, am I supposed to say the amount? Apparently, $1,500 in support of your work and travel. Congratulations, Ahmad Hamwi and the Renato Space. Woo. And Matthew, I'm going to do something naughty, which is not in the script. And this is not about announcing a winner, but this morning I want to mention there's a young lady in this room called Hiral Hirani, who is going to be presenting her business later. She was a YP, a young professional in my office at the WTO, and she left us not so long ago to go and find a job somewhere else, but she came back today to tell me she started her own business using AI, and she's already here. She's not a winner, but I thought I'd say, Hiral, stand up. Stand up so that people. Okay.
Thank you, DG. I should also point out that at one point in time, Hiral was working with me as an intern in the Barbados mission.
Yeah.
So I don't know who influenced her to do this, you or I. But if you stay for the MSME meeting afterwards, you will hear Hiral and her colleague present on this really innovative Instagram related AI business. Valerie, over to you to say a few words about Renato Space, who I really want to put this on record. This is a small business in a least developed country who has won our small business champions on the use of AI. That's not something which I think should go unrecognized. Valerie, over to you.
Thank you, Ambassador Wilson. So Renato Space uses satellite and AI to provide localized near real-time insights on soil conditions, crop health, climate risks, and land suitability for smallholder farmers and farm-linked MISMEs in Zambia. Together with local cooperatives and aggregators, the platform developed by Renato Space will provide accessible early warning systems and capacity building to reduce loss and improve predictability, helping users in both domestic and international markets. So I will also offer my congratulations to Renato Space and the other winner as well.
Thank you. And I believe we have Mr. Ahmed Hamwi online. So ask the secretariat to please connect Ahmed so that we can hear a few words from him.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Over to you, Ahmed.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you to the ITO, to the ICC, to the ITC, and the ITU. Thank you for everyone for being there. I'm very honored by this recognition, and I'm only sorry that I can't be with you there. Unfortunately, I'm here in Hamburg attending the Hamburg Sustainability Conference to do even more impact, and I will see you at the AI for Good next week. As for Renato Space, as everyone has mentioned, we are a small company from Zambia, and we're providing decision intelligence for watching land and crops from space. Thousands of sites at once with one click. The farms that feed people, the forest and landscapes being restored across Africa. For every site, we combine 39 layers of satellites, weather, and ground data against its own years of history, so we can see changes and stress early. A crop starting to fail, or a restoration site recovering, a landscape breaking down, before anyone on the ground can see it. And then we turn that into clear guidance for the people working on the land in their own local language, and for governments, programs, and buyers, one view across the whole portfolio, so they know where the risk is, what's at stake, and where to act first. I also want to say congratulations to my co-winner and to the runners-up. Keep innovating. The future is ours. Thank you, and I will see you next week in person.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. And now I'd like to ask Pamela to go to the podium to announce our second winner.
Thank you so much, Matthew. On my way here, I bumped into a friend of mine who also happens to be an interpreter from Jamaica. God help me. And because of that, he reminded me not to tell the winner before, like I did last year. So I think that made sure that I didn't do that gaffe this year. So I'd like to now announce the other winner of this year's Small Business Champion competition, the French company Coalu. I see you're here in the room with us. Congratulations. I'm very happy to present you with a check for $1,500 from the ITC to support you on your work and this travel to Geneva. Congratulations. I'd like to invite Doreen to say a few words about your proposal, and then you're invited up to receive your check.
Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. Let me just quickly also congratulate Ahmed, and we look forward to welcoming you here in Geneva next week. Congratulations to Coalu for this this important award. You're joining us this morning. I think you also had some train issues from Paris, France. I think your submission clearly stood out from the many entries that were received. We're very excited to have you here with us, the CEO and co-founder, Malika. Through its responsible and innovative use of AI, Kualu is leveling the playing field across the entire supply chain, helping companies of all sizes operationalize resilience and sustainability in all of its dimensions: environmental, social, and financial. For us at the ITU, resilience is a big theme this year, where we're putting the focus on digital resilience of critical infrastructure, which global trade and supply chains also depend on. So a huge congratulations to you. Well done, Kualu. Thank you.
Malika, can I please invite you out to the podium to say a few words?
Thank you. That's great. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It's such an honor. I'm really so excited to be here. But I wanted to talk to you about really what is one of the single greatest threats to global trade today. It's hidden supply chain risk. 90% of a corporation's risk is hidden deep within its supply chain, where a single disruption can destroy billions in profits. Yet 80% of small businesses who are their suppliers are completely defenseless, lacking the tools, expertise, and the capital to protect themselves. Most small businesses simply can't afford resilience, and they put themselves massively at risk of their survival. Whether it's the human tragedy of the Rana Plaza disaster in Bangladesh several years ago, where hidden supplier risks cost over 1,000 lost lives, or the financial tragedy of Porsche in 2024, losing billions in market cap because a small Swiss supplier got flooded, the reality is clear. Corporate resilience starts with the smallest supplier. Yet those small businesses who are at the front lines of climate change, geopolitical turbulence, and AI transformation are often the least prepared. And so that's why we built Kualu FI. We're an AI native supplier intelligence platform for supply chain resilience, modernizing trade finance, and accelerating financial inclusion. We fixed a profound structural market failure, a $7 trillion financing gap that leaves millions of trading MSMEs excluded from liquidity and leaving their corporate clients operationally blind to catastrophic risks. And what we do is we transform this crisis into inclusive prosperity for all, focus on open account trade. We act as a Swiss Army knife, making resilience simple, scalable, and profitable for suppliers, corporates, and banks alike. Using our digital trust and governance layer based on AI, we make hidden risks visible through auditable supplier data. We then empower suppliers with actionable intelligence, real-time AI coaching, and 3 times cheaper capital so that they can actually act and fix those risks. And the results are that we boost both buyer and supplier profits by 10%, giving them the capital that they need to then reinvest in transparency. We believe that data transparency is the new ticket to international trade. And by easing the transparency between corporates and suppliers in terms of data, we turn supply chain intelligence into a win-win financial transaction that empowers secure global inclusive trade. Ambassador Wilson, distinguished representatives of the WTO, ICC, ITC, and ITU, thank you so much. We're really honored to receive this award, and we also congratulate our fellow winner in outer space. Thank you for believing in a future where small business shouldn't just survive, they should actually really thrive. Here's my call to action to everyone present. Whether you're a government policymaker or anyone else who cares about resilience, don't wait, get started today. Partner with us and let's turn supply chain risks into actionable intelligence and sustainable profits for everyone. Thank you.
So Malika, don't go, because what I'm going to ask my dear panel to do is to stand in front here with the check, get everyone to stand up, get the photographers behind us to take a lovely group photo, please. Just over.
Thank you, DVGs. Oh, thank you. That's perfect. Thanks.
The other way. So the talk first, we'll come up here.
Oh. Yeah. So everyone, okay.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Kevin. So colleagues, as I mentioned, both of the winners will join us in Geneva next week at the AI for Good Summit on 8th of July at 4:45 at the Frontier stage. I will also be there. I hope Pamela will be there with me, I believe as well. So please come and support our winners. And again, thank you so much, Doreen and ITU, for providing this opportunity for them. Now, in the few minutes that we have remaining, I'd like to, first of all, give the floor to the Ambassador of Turkey to say a few words on his runner-up. Over to you, Ambassador.
Thank you, Ambassador Wilson. We are especially pleased that Globi, a Turkish company, has been recognized as a runner-up in this year's competition. I would like to sincerely congratulate Mr. Barış Yaşbala and the whole Globi team for this remarkable achievement. Globi combines decades of expertise with innovation and energy of a new generation of entrepreneurs. Together, they are using AI to make international trade more accessible for SMMCs. Their ambition reflects a simple but important idea. Artificial intelligence should help not only large companies, but also micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises access global markets. For MSMEs, the challenge is not lack of ambition, it is limited access to time, resources, market intelligence, and expert guidance. AI can help bridge this gap by making international trade more accessible, efficient, and inclusive. This recognition also reflects Turkey's strong commitment to supporting entrepreneurship, digital transformation, and the internationalization of small business. We thank ICC, ITC, ITU, and the Informal Working Group on MSMEs for highlighting practical AI solutions with real impact. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Now it's my pleasure to give the floor to the delegation of Colombia, please.
Thank you, Ambassador, and good morning and warm greetings to all of you. A very brief statement to say that we are delighted to extend our congratulations for all of these initiatives that have been recognized today, and particularly welcome the fact that a proposal involving Colombian talent has been selected as one of the winners of this Small Business Champions edition. This recognition attest to the fact that innovation is something which can well up in developing countries, and that where opportunities exist to foster this talent, we can come up with solutions that can have global impact. In a context where AI will bring about transformations in global trade, it's essential to ensure that the technological revolution can be inclusive. And that is the case because, as we have heard, small businesses represent a vast majority of the business fabric of many countries, particularly developing countries, and are essential in driving employment development and sustainable development. Moreover, it's therefore important to ensure that we reduce gaps in AI access, increase competitiveness, and broaden involvement in international markets. These are the main objectives, as I understand it, of this initiative. Colombia welcomes this opportunity to cooperate between the ICC, the ITC, of course, WTO, and the ITU. And Colombia reaffirms its commitment to trade that is more innovative, inclusive, and able to give rise to opportunities for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Colombia. Now, I'm very happy to give the floor to the representative of Zambia, please.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. I wish to thank the ICC, the ITC, and WTO for organizing this champions competition. MSMEs play an indispensable role in driving economic growth, creating employment opportunities, and contributing innovative solutions to both current and emerging global challenges. In this regard, this competition is a commendable initiative that encourages entrepreneurship, innovation, and pursuit of excellence. Allow me to congratulate both winners of this year's competition, and in particular, Renato Space from Zambia. The work being undertaken by Renato Space in developing AI-driven solutions is both timely and inspiring. It demonstrates the transformative potential that can be unlocked when innovation is combined with vision, determination, and a commitment to addressing real-world challenges. Allow me to conclude with a word of encouragement to the winners to continue pushing boundaries, embracing innovation, and contributing to the development of technologies and digital solutions that will help shape the future. Their success serves as an inspiration to entrepreneurs and innovators everywhere. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Zambia. Now, finally, I'd like to give the floor to the EU, please.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, everyone. Congratulations to all the winners and the runners-up. These are all very intriguing and innovative projects. Monsieur le Président.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to give the floor at this point to the permanent representative of France. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Bonjour à tous. J'espère que vous m'entendez. I'm sorry, I'm in Paris actually this morning, so I wish I were with you in the room. Mais Madame la Directrice Générale, chère Ngozi et chers représentants des autres organisations,
distinguished representatives of the other organizations, the ITC, the ICC, and the ITU, I am really delighted to take the floor this morning to address my warmest congratulations on behalf of France to all of the Carlo team as they accept this new award. Coalo is a business that has already been recognized on various occasions, and this really does speak to the quality of the work that it is doing to foster resilience in supply chains. This is very important, particularly at this time. Allow me to congratulate those organizations that are supporting this initiative. We are very well aware of the importance of MSMEs for our corporate fabric. The performance of these innovative businesses is very important to us. They face many challenges, of course, in terms of financing in particular, and I'm delighted that the French Public Bank of Investment has been supporting Kolu, and I would like, in addition to this, to congratulate all the winners today and express my support once again for this initiative, which we think is crucial. Thank you, Matthew, for all of the work that you have been doing within this group. My congratulations to all concerned. We will be delighted to see Kolu next week at the AI for Good Summit. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you. Well, colleagues, this closes the Small Business Champions, but when I think that there's an opportunity for a moment, I'm going to take the opportunity for a moment before this esteemed panel leaves. I'm going to slip into agenda item 2 of the MSME working group meeting, which you know happens immediately after this, because today we are welcoming the 106th member of the MSME working group from Ghana. And, you know, even without formally joining the MSME group, Ghana has been one of the most active recent participants in our meetings. And I really want to give a special shout out to my dear friend Samson for the work you've been doing to get Ghana to be part of this group. I'm really delighted that Ambassador Antwi is here to mark that Ghana has now joined the group officially. I'd like to give him the floor briefly and then to come up here for a photograph with the panel. Ambassador, over to you, please.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Wilson. I would say Ghana is deeply honored to join the informal working group on micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises as its 106th member. At the outset, allow me to express Ghana's appreciation to you, Ambassador Wilson, and all members of the group for the warm welcome extended to us. We commend the group for its practical, action-oriented work in advancing the interests of MSMEs within the multilateral trading system and ensuring that trade delivers meaningful benefits to small businesses, enterprises, women, and young people. In Ghana, MSMEs are not merely economic actors. They are the backbone of our economy. They account for over 90% of businesses, contribute significantly to employment and livelihoods, and play a vital role in innovation, industrialization, and inclusive growth. Their success is therefore central to Ghana's economic transformation. The government of Ghana has therefore placed MSMEs development at the heart of its economic transformation agenda through flagship initiatives such as the 24-hour economy program and the accelerated export development program. Ghana is pursuing measures to improve access to finance, expand digital opportunities, strengthen entrepreneurial capabilities, support women and youth-led enterprises, and increase MSMEs' participation in regional and global value chains. These efforts are intended to build a more competitive and export-oriented MSME sector capable of taking advantage of opportunities in regional and international markets. Our decision to join this group reflects our strong belief that the multilateral trading system must work for businesses of all sizes. We see value in the group's work on transparency, access to information, digitalization, trade facilitation, and the reduction of barriers that disproportionately affect smaller enterprises, particularly in developing countries. As Ghana joins this group, allow me to offer 2 reflections drawn from the experiences of our MSMEs. First, we should intensify efforts to help MSMEs to comply with standards and market requirements so that they can participate more effectively in international trade. Second, we must address the persistent trade finance gap that continues to limit the ability of many small businesses to export, innovate, and grow. Progress on these 2 fronts alone would make a tangible difference to thousands of MSMEs across Ghana and many developing countries. We stand ready to contribute constructively to ongoing discussions and to share experiences in areas on entrepreneurship development, digital trade readiness, women and youth enterprise promotion, and MSME participation in regional integration initiatives, including the African Continental Free Trade Area. If we can collectively help MSMEs to access finance, comply with standards, and connect to markets, we will move beyond discussions about inclusion and make international trade genuinely accessible to millions of entrepreneurs across the developing world. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. So I have a small token for you, which for legal reasons could either be a bottle of orange juice or a bottle of the best rum in the world from the birthplace of rum, your choice. No. Okay, you know what? A bottle of rum from Barbados. So we'll take we'll take one final photograph and we'll say goodbye to this wonderful panel. Thank you so much for being here.